Hey guys, welcome to Black Angus Reviews. Today we're reviewing Sirens Gate. This came out a bit ago, but I finally got around to reading it from my stack. Came from the suggestion of one of my LCS shop owners. So this goes out to you, Jeremy. Darn it, you're right. Now, I love, just like most comic readers, love pinups, hot babes on covers especially. That is a great draw. And you got a couple villains taking up a third of space behind her head. You got a title, it's lit kind of well, good stuff. But I saw this and it looked like those 3D games you see on certain websites advertised, or pop-ups for like anime games, or you know what I mean, 3D. So at first glance, that's what I thought this was, and yeah, so like glancing at it, that's what the art looks like. But I guess this is actually, digitally painted. Clearly there's a drawing, but yeah, painting. It's got a hyper-realistic style, even though you can kind of see these brush patterns and stuff. So it looks good when I focus, but just glance, I thought this was like a cheap computer 3D comic. So yeah, anyway, let's flip through it. Right off the bat, I like this mood. It's very like Blade Runner, anything Nicholas Winding Refn, like Neon Demon, with this like mood lighting really accentuating these like neon lights, the pop of it versus the dramatic shadows. I like that. This could be a issue for some people, and for me, about halfway through the book, I was reading this like, wait, I didn't turn on a light, and no, I didn't. It's just some of this art throughout here, however good it is, it's just continuously dark, and I think that's a problem. I think this book, for me, I think this would have been better drawn, the standard comic style, but this does have its own gravitas, for lack of a better word. It's got its own drama to it, and I like that. But anyway, following these two cops, it seems, or law enforcers, or some sort of armed group that is concerned. They're going to this strip club, and then a dark lady comes behind them, and they're thinking like, oh yeah, the masquerade night's canceled, go home. And she instantly shows who's boss, takes out, I can't tell if this is supposed to be a black man or a bald black woman, but takes out Blackie as well, and that's a pretty cool ad, by the way. But yeah, he's incapacitated, and checks on the commander, and this is the last we knowingly see of them thus far. Going to the cat club. While this is all going on outside, no one's aware. In the club, we meet Tara, who's, I guess, a bartender for a strip club. Wasn't clear to me. But, yeah, she's talking to this girl, Lexi, and saying, like, oh, you gotta, present yourself better. Get your head out of the books and whatnot. And then, conveniently, this guy comes up and like, hey, you a horror fan? And right away is like, not even knowing her, having a conversation, it's like he knows she's reading a certain book by a certain author, Miss Rose. And she's like, wow, yeah, I do love Lady Rose. Cool. And he's like, well, here's an invite. And she's like, well, when should I come? And he's like, now. And so she's like, all right. And commits to the darkness. See, okay, this looks pretty good. She's driving, so it's dark. She's driving. And the color scheme looks really good here. I like it. You got like a fairly brighter colored vehicle, but it's at nighttime. You got the right kind of lighting, glisten. I like that detail. You could have just painted this flat, but you added the glisten from the angle. And it's like twilight in the background. There's enough color here for the setting. I'm totally fine with this. It's got this very kind of Arkham atmospheric mood to it. Coming to a lit house. All right. That's what I mean. You get to this lit house, you are aware of lighting, so it should be bright, but then it's like the lighting doesn't match. It's just like so dark. It's kind of distracting because the character shouldn't pop out of the pages so brightly with the way the lighting is painted versus like the actual lighting we see in the house. And you could say it's a different room, but it appears like the whole house is lit consistently. It's just a little pet peeve of mine, and this like stuck out because, yeah. But anyway, for no reason at all, there's like this quick interact, or well, I won't say no reason at all, but the way this transpires is kind of like no reason at all. And I don't know if you'd call it convenient or what, but it's just like, this seems kind of like running on the seat of our pants. And anyways, like Tara's like, oh yeah, I want to be a writer, and I'm not very interesting. Why would you want to talk to me? And it's like, well, why? If you're not interesting, why do you want to be a writer? You need to be interesting to be a writer. And saying, don't underestimate yourself, and go for what you want. Don't hesitate. And so right away, boom, she is kissing Lady Love. And wait, is that her name? Lady Rose, I think. Yeah. And yeah, this is great for the comic genre because this will appeal to men or women. And this is supposed to be a vampire book. So perhaps this is, like we saw earlier, I think they're alluding to Lady Rose being the dark-clad woman in the alley that accosted the officers or whatever that unit is, the mercenaries. So perhaps she has some sort of powers, telekinesis or whatnot, and mind control or alluring or something of that vein. So yeah, you got some good sex appeal. It's ramping up. It's quick. But there's more to see. They just abruptly cut, and she's out of here. We don't even see what the interaction was afterwards. But she's definitely under her spell, and then coincidentally, boom. And see, look, we get a closer shot, you get a little more detail. In the color scheme, it's just a little artistic detail I like right here. Sorry, I'm trying to light this properly. So, anyway. So, yeah, I like the action here, the way it's cutting. I like these big, wide, like, at most we're getting like 3 panels per page. And it's like, boom, boom, boom. It's very cinematic. It's got this, like, widescreen feel to it. I like that. But, yeah, she's stuck. Something runs past, she thinks it's a bear, and then, whoa, it is a werewolf. I would have liked if it was like Anchorman 2 and they're saying, oh, it's a hyena, actually. Just to unnecessarily change it up. But yeah, this guy's like, run! And he just starts beating the fuck out of this werewolf. It appears he kills it. So he gets like a heart box jab. And we just cut to a bloody hand. She's like, what are you? I don't like this because there's no to be continued. There's no... And then the next time, there's the next issue right here. Little blurb, but you might think this is an ad when you're reading. There's a couple more pages. And then, of course, with Dynamite, there is an incessant amount of covers. I don't get how this company makes money. I guess they're going with the Zenoscope angle of just flooding the market with hot covers. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, stylistically... this is pretty cool. I think you could get a little more, I don't know. This is a very subjective how you might feel about the art style. It is good. I like it. I love realism. But something about the style of it looks fake, even though it's hyper real. And then you get moments where like the werewolf kind of has like loose definition, seems a bit exaggerated in certain areas. It's not super obvious when you like give it a minute to look at it. You're like, oh, hey, it's just something about the face, the eyes, the proportion. It just seems a little exaggerated, undefined in this very like realistic drawing style. it's uneven, and it's a little distracting for my taste. But yeah, I don't quite understand thus far why Tara is interesting or not, but I don't know. This fits very well with like Bram Stoker's Dracula. You know, he's enamored with Dracula gets enamored with very like who gives a shit women, because women have that passive life. You don't have to be interesting; you just have to be pretty. And I don't mean that negatively. It's just a fact. And I don't know. This is appealing for men because you got like the jailbait. Well, not jailbait. The sex appeal, the pinup. You know, I guess kind of jailbait appeal is like there's definitely this innocent kind of view with the way they present Tara. Despite her being in the strip club, it's kind of like Sin City with Jessica Alba's character. That's what I kind of get, where it's like even though she's in a kind of whore profession, she's the good, nice, purest one. And there's the lesbian vibes without feeling woke or whatnot. That's nice. Yeah, I don't know. I for whatever reason, I want to get issue 2. And I want to know how y'all feel about this. Let me know in the comments below. Sorry that I ran on a bit with this one. But yeah, I just read this out of obligation on LCS owner recommending it to me. And I actually like it. I want to watch some Gary Oldman Dracula for the first time, or Underworld, or you know, I get it. Through this, I kind of look back and get the appeal of a lot of vampire stuff without much depth to it. I get it. But yeah, thank you for joining. Be sure to like, subscribe, all that if you want more. And I'll see you around. I'll try to get issue 2 soon.